Yo, 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 what's going on? We black and we back.
I thought that was a typo.
Flight Vintage. We got a special guest today. Y'all know the lovely, the beautiful Amber Jackson.
Thank you.
Flight Girls. What's going on? So we gonna tap in. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, Flight Girls is 50% of, the whole store, Flight Vintage. So we do, men's and we do women's pieces as well. Amber is the curator and operator of everything Flight Girls. So we brought her in today, so she could talk about what the females got going on. So what's up, Amber? How you doing?
I felt good. Finally got me on here. Everyone was asking.
Got you on here. Yep, everybody was asking. This is highly requested. We had to get the other owner of Flight on here so that she can spit some gems for y'all. So what's going on, Amber? It's a new year. So how you feeling? What's going on? What's the goals? What's the motto this year?
Well, first and foremost, you guys started talking about it on the last podcast, but just working on myself. Because if I'm performing well at my best, then I can put that much into the business. So just really focusing on myself and, image is everything. So just working on being a better person and just overall just putting goodness inside of me so that I can pour it right back into the business,
Definitely. What type of goals do you have for Flight Girls this year? What's the mission? What's on the agenda?
The mission is, I feel like we've done a lot. We've been to a lot of places. I've worked with a lot of girls, but I still feel like there's so much more that needs to be done. I feel like we've just hit just where we need to start going. There's so many other things that I want to do, far as just working with people outside the state, traveling more, just different things, trying to tap into. So.
For sure. So yeah, Flight Girls, you got to tell me, obviously, I know, but the people need to know, how did Flight Girls start? What was your meaning behind starting Flight Girls? What was your mission behind, Flight Girls?
So when we first started Flight Vintage, it was 2017. Well, it was before 2017 because we've been collecting forever. But we always, we dedicated, sports items, things that catered to men. And then when we opened the shop, guys started coming in with their girlfriends, and the girlfriends are if they're not into the oversized look, they want something more for them. So it was only right. Guys were coming in with their girlfriends, and the girlfriends were they would like what's in here, but they wanted something for them too. So it was kind of just it was kind of a no-brainer. Flight Girls just melted into the business, and it just made sense. So started, taking men's oversized T-shirts and cutting them up, making a look for a girl. And, custom work is so important because it is a one-of-one. Back in 2017, when we first started the girls page, there was really only 2 stores that I knew of, which was Frankie Collective and LF, which there was a LF store in Connecticut, but then they closed down. So then the only one-stop shop for all women's custom pieces is Flight Girls.
Definitely.
So it kind of just meshed well, and it just happened organically.
Definitely. And I feel the female market is big overall, but females obviously I feel shop a little bit more than males. So any type of store should definitely always have items for females, stuff that women different types of styles. You're very, very good and big on the rework. Like you said, you'll take pieces and you'll redesign them. You'll do custom halter tops and bras and all types of different things. And I just feel what else to the fashion game in general that needs to be up there as far as women, what type of styles, what type of things do you see or that you're bringing to the table that you think the females are looking for when they go shopping?
I think a lot of the Flight Girls customers, a lot of them just want stuff that they don't see on the next girl. That was my biggest thing. I'm from LA, so I don't seeing the same items on someone when you go to the club or when you go to the mall. I don't want what I have on and then I pop up and it's like another girl has the same exact thing. So like with rework, like, you know, you're going to be the only girl with that item. And that just like stands alone. And then like you get so many questions. Like girls come in and they're like, so many girls ask me about this top. Like, and it's cool because it's like you feel good when you have something like exclusive. You know what I mean? So like
Definitely.
rework pieces is just where it's at. And there's a lot of girls getting into it now than before. Like I said, in 2017, when I just first started like reworking, there was only a couple like online stores that I knew of that. And like I said, I'm from LA, so like when you go to Melrose, it's like 5 stores on one block of rework.
Yeah.
But like in Connecticut, like, you know, you can come here and you can get something custom.
Yeah, definitely. There's really, I haven't really seen, you know, a big female fashion presence in, like, you go to New York and you have your shops, but like as far as our area, like Connecticut, there's really like nothing that's kind of catering to females, you know, overall, whether it's streetwear, rework, vintage, like a good variety of everything. And I feel like that's definitely what, you know, you bring to the table and what Flight Girls is bringing to the table for sure.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, girls do a lot of shopping, like a lot.
Yeah.
That's just like a known fact. And guys come in here too, but sometimes guys will come in here and they'll get their girls, you know, pieces. And it's like, okay, I got me something, now I can get some for my girl. And you can't go anywhere else in Connecticut and say that. Definitely. Or do that, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Now, I wanted to tap into something with you. Obviously, you know, we carry Telfar here at the shop, and Telfar is like one of the most popular, you know, bags out there. What's your opinion on not just, you know, Telfar, but just designer bags in general, and kind of how that lane is like going? What type of bags, what size bags, like what are the trends as far as like, you know, designer bags right now?
I think bags are all over the place because a lot of girls, like last summer, everybody wanted the tiny bags, and they're still in. Like, that's still a thing, like the tiny bag. But then like a lot of girls like the big oversized bags. So like last year I was getting all small Telfar bags into the shop, like the mini one, the smallest one.
Yeah.
And then girls started asking for the mediums. And now people come in and they want the large. They want the big ones. So like, I guess it's just like preference, like what you want to rock every day. Me personally, the small bags are just kind of too small unless I'm going to the club, which I rarely do. Like, I kind of want something that can fit my phone, you know, other things in it besides just like lip gloss.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely see a lot of people going, like, I remember people were asking for like the smaller bags overall, and now I see people getting more back into the big bags, the satchel bags. You know, a lot of people are in school, so, you know, you can fit your laptop, books, everything you need for the day. Even a gym bag, you know what I mean? You have a lot of stuff that you would put in your bag to go to the gym. So I definitely see like the bigger bags like being more high demand right now. Now, as far as like, obviously Telfar, it's trendy, it's popping, everybody likes it. A lot of people have Telfar bags. What are like some other high demand like brands or bags right now overall? Not necessarily like high-end designer, but just like in between that price point that, you know, is kind of affordable for the average shopper.
I don't know. I feel like other like branded bags are just like the type of like the style.
Yeah, like other brands that you would say are like popular, trendy right now. We're going into like end of winter. We're approaching into spring. So like what type of bags? Obviously the Telfar is like standard right now, but like what other brands or bags that you think are going to be popping?
I really like, and it's a black designer, and I hope I get his name right, the Yaito bags, which it looks like a bandana, and then you like twist it, and it like, they make 2 types. They make one that like you put the one handle into the other, and it's like a little like handbag, and then he also makes side bags. And like every like week or every like 2 weeks, they'll come out like with a different color. And those are really, really popular. And, you know, I'm all for like black owned brands. So
no, definitely. I definitely seen those. I think it was another brand, Blackwood, you was telling me
Brandon,
about?
yeah. They were at Complex when we were there. And
I've been seeing his bags around too.
Yeah, I went to his booth. Oh my God, his booth was so fire. If you went to Complex LA, it was so fire. He had like he was like kind of close to the round 2 booth up front when you could first come in. And he had like almost like a jungle theme. So like I walked in, first of all, I played a game to like try to win a free bag. That was dope. And then he had like a jungle theme. So it was like real dark, and like he had like these like big like fake like artificial trees, and like all the bags were like hidden in it. It was really, really nice. And
that's crazy.
His bags are fire. Like his bags, like, and they're not cheap either. Like I've seen some for like 800. So like his bags are really, really nice.
That's crazy. So I want to switch subjects just a little bit. So obviously, like, Flight Girl's been around, been doing your thing for a minute now, killing it, with female fashion. As far as like the shows, you do a ton of expos. I see you all we go all over the place: Atlanta, LA, Denver, Miami, you name it. We've been there, we've done pop-ups, all types of stuff. So how do you feel like that market, as far as like whether it's a complex con or a thrift con or a Philly vintage flea, how do you feel like the female market is for girls, vending and coming to shows with their brands? How do you feel like that market is?
I think it's growing. Like when we first did ThriftCon, what year was that?
Probably
like our first one ever.
Our first one was during COVID, so like 2019 or
but that was
early
shopping,
2020.
Right?
Yeah, that was shopping.
What was the first year that we actually like vended? Like the Flight Girls.
I think Houston.
Oh, Houston, yeah. Houston was the first ThriftCon we did for just the Flight Girls, and we did a setup, and it was crazy. And I could count probably on one hand how many women set up with their pieces. One hand. And now we just did Philly?
Yeah.
And there's so many women doing, clothing, whether it's Y2K or a couple like upcycling pieces, just different stuff. But I think it has grown since like when I first did Houston. And Houston was crazy. We damn near sold out. But Houston I really, really like that city. I definitely would do it again, but I think it's just grown. Like we've gone to LA, like I could count on probably one hand how many women set up.
Yeah.
But like each time they do a ThriftCon, it's just more and more and more girls doing it, which I love. Cause like, the guys like kind of dominate it, but I feel like the girls are like taking over now. Nah,
definitely. Houston was definitely, I seen a good amount of females, but I would say like Atlanta, like it was, I would say it was probably even 50-50, male and female, vendors with different brands, different styles, like you said. Obviously Y2K stuff, rework stuff, all types of stuff. So it's definitely good to see, the females getting in and getting out there and doing the shows more. I definitely love that for the game overall.
And I feel like their booths are like massive. Like the girls go out like with their setups and stuff. Like the guys do their thing too, but like the girls, like we come with it. Especially like me, I like everything Flight Girls, pink, purple. Like
definitely.
You have to like set it up that way because girls will feel like they're like in their closet. Like that's how you want to make a girl feel like when she's shopping.
Yeah, me and Tyler was talking about that briefly. We were talking about how like when we go to shows, like the booths, it needs to be more of like an expo, like expedition, installation kind of setting, like at Complex Con, where it's more interactive and not just based on making a purchase, but like you said, girls love to come and see the brand and they want to see the merch and different stuff like that. So I definitely like that vibe of vendors and people overall getting more creative with their setups and stuff like that.
And there's a lot of girls that have their own brand, or they resell clothes, or they're into Y2K and they want to set up. I would just say take your time and make sure your setup is nice, because even if you don't have a lot to offer or whatever, you're just starting off, like just make sure all your hangers are going one way, your clothes are straight, and like those things matter in the final purchase. I feel like
definitely the presentation is a big part of vending and doing shows.
I feel like we've
overall.
Always been big on that. Like if we set up even like a co-ed, like guys and girls set up, like we want to make sure that it's nice and neat, like because our store is always nice and neat, so we want to make sure if we're bringing our store to a show, we want to make it look super nice and clean and organized.
Nah, definitely. Presentation, neatness. It's a representation of you and what you got going on in your brand. So you want people to see that, you're taking what you do serious. You know what I mean? So the look of your booth and how you present it is definitely important. So we got some questions. We got some questions out there that the people want to know. I'll start. Let me see which one to start with. We already kind of answered how Flight Girls started. The next question, do you ever run into like creative roadblocks with the brand?
Every day.
Talk about that a little bit.
Every day, because it's like you can make the most creative thing and like it'll go viral or whatever, or people will like send it to their friends and they'll come in and buy it. But then it's like, what's next? Like I see a lot of people on TikTok like make things and then they just keep making it and keep making it and keep making it. It's like, come up with something else. Like my first like viral video on TikTok was during COVID and we couldn't go anywhere. So I did this like denim skirt with the matching bra denim and it got like 300K and people were like, oh, how can I buy this? How can I buy this? But then it's like, if I stuck with just that one look, it's like, okay, what's next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm always like even now, like it's like, what's next? What am I going to do for spring? Like I don't want to keep repeating the same thing because then people get bored.
Yeah, people's attention span's definitely like short. So you definitely want to, you're very good at switching up the styles and offering different things and doing like collections and that sort of thing and different drops. Let me see what else we got for questions. So another question somebody asked is, how important is content and social media to your brand?
It's everything. Content is everything because it's like I can make 50 designs in my room, just me and my sewing machine. But if I don't put it out there, who's going to see it? Yeah. Like you have to make content like almost every day, almost like not every day, but just like a couple times during the week because like people get bored and they want to see like what's next.
Yeah,
that's why like I watch like even Kylie with her makeup line and stuff, like she's always coming out with a different like look. Like she'll do like for Christmas she'll do like the Grinch one, or she'll do Valentine's Day look. Like you have to keep coming and just, I don't know, you just have to keep putting it out there and it's gonna eventually pay off.
Definitely for the females out there that like you were saying that are like just getting started, trying to get into the game, trying to figure out how they want to promote and how they want to market their brand. What are like some early steps that you would tell them as far as like content and social media is concerned? What would you like tell them, like different things that they could focus on, that you did that helped bring up Flight Girls?
I see a lot of girls like they have great ideas, but they'll stop. Like I don't understand. Like I really do not understand. Like girls will, make up. I don't know, come up with a lip gloss line, or they'll come up with, I don't know, something new, and it's like keep going.
Yeah.
Like stopping.
Yeah.
Like because when you stop, it's like, well, why did you start? You know what I mean? If I stop with Flight Girls and like all of that like hard work and like exposure, like it just goes out the window. So I would just say like just keep being consistent, and it's repetitive, but you have to be consistent.
Yeah, nah, definitely consistency is definitely key. If you start something and you believe in it and you're trying to see it grow, a lot of people want to see those quick results. With Instagram and social media nowadays, you see somebody make one post and then they're on, and so everybody else thinks like, oh well, I've been posting TikToks and reels and it's just not going up. But you got to keep going, whether you getting 2 likes or 10,000 likes. You know what I mean? You have to stay consistent, because when people see your consistency, then they're like, oh, okay, they start interacting and they're more interested in what you got going on. So that's definitely a good point.
And another thing to add to that is don't let likes and like views get to your head.
Yeah.
Because remember, like sometimes like I'll make a video, it's like, well, why didn't that go higher? It's like, it doesn't matter. People are watching regardless.
Yeah.
People are watching. Like they may not like congratulate you, or they may not say anything, but they are watching.
Nah, definitely. And I think a big misconception with like views and likes, especially with brands and clothing, whatever you're, selling or whatever you're doing with your business, is that people are looking for those likes. But those likes and views, what's the conversion? Like, are people going to your site and selling? Are people coming to your store? You know what I mean? Are people actually interacting and, supporting your brand? I mean, you can have a million likes, but I mean, if you don't make, money, then what, you know what I mean? I don't want to make it seem like money is the basis, but it's like if you're running a business, I mean, you want traction in your business.
If a business is what you're aiming towards, some people just want the attention.
Yeah.
So if you start something, like, what is your goal? Like, is it to just get all the followers in the world? Because it's like, I have friends in LA that I know people with like 500K, but they don't have $500. It's like, what is like your goal? You know what I mean? What is it? The followers? Is it the eyes? Or is it to make a living off of what you love to do?
Nah, definitely. And like monetizing is so big now. Like if you're on social media, I feel like whether you want to or not, everybody's goal is kind of geared towards monetize. How can this generate, some type of money overall, whether it's like your personal page, a business page, if you're a personality or whatever. I feel like people underestimate monetize. Like if you're on here, if you're on social media, you're putting the effort out there, you're doing reels, TikToks, all that, you definitely want to continue to elevate yourself so that you can monetize that for you.
And make sure that you love it. Don't just get into something just because it's hot. Like, I see so many people, I hate to be like repetitive, but like so many girls start things and they just don't finish it. Yeah. I'm like, why didn't you started it and you were so good at it, but you just stopped because you got 5 likes and you don't like that, so now you're mad, so now you're gonna stop. Yeah. Like, no, just keep going.
Yeah, definitely keep going, guys. Don't let likes and comments and a lot of stuff that's on social media isn't real. So do it for yourself.
All of it.
Do it for what you're trying to do it for. Don't do it for recognition or to get noticed or anything like that, because that's not really what it's about. I think we have one more question from our list here. How can girls become a Flight Girl ambassador?
I feel like I've been asked this since I started, and I haven't really put together like a concept and something that I want to execute on. I want to make sure it's genuine, because I feel like a lot of girls will ask that, and then it's like, I've never seen you come in here, or I've never seen you like even, you got to really love the brand. Like there's girls that come in here or they don't even live in Connecticut, and they'll just like they'll buy and they'll make videos without even like me asking, like, do you really love the brand? Like that's what an ambassador should be, not just to receive free clothes. So I'm in the process right now of trying to think of how I want to put it together so that like I know for sure, like, you love the brand, you are a Flight Girl, like you really rep, what I'm sending you, and not just like free clothes.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, definitely. If like ambassadors overall, whether it's Flight Girls or other brands, you kind of have to be. It has to be real. It has to be organic. It can't be forced. Like, oh, I want to get my picture posted on their page or whatever the case may be. It has to be like, no, like I really fuck with their stuff. I fuck with the person, the owner, what they have going on, what the brand represents. Things like that. It just has to be like real and organic. And definitely people feel like, I don't come into the shop, or I didn't make a purchase. But if you rep in the brand and you believe in the brand, like us as the owners, we're gonna see that. So we're gonna know, the real versus what's fake, what's staged or whatever. So that goes for if you're trying to be an ambassador with us or any type of other brand out there. Definitely, it got to be real. It got to be organic. Now I wanna switch gears a little bit. I see that hoodie's fire. That hoodie's looking fire. Flight Girls hoodie. What's going on with Flight Girls merch? A lot of people have been asking. We drop different little merch here. We drop socks. We drop 5-year anniversary tee. We drop some trucker hats. But 2023, how's Flight Girls coming? How you coming with the merch?
I think we need to come, because like girls want, besides vintage. If you take out vintage, if you take away all these like crazy t-shirts, if you take away all the cool crop sweatshirts, what do you have? You just like, what do you have? So that's what we have. This is our name. Like we go state to state, we rep it. So Flight Girls, we're trying to come heavy with our own, our own entity. This is Flight Girls. Like people know that name, you know what I mean? So I think we just got to come heavy. Like I'm trying to, like you said, like get into more of the brand.
Yeah.
And not just, oh, here's a Y2K shirt. Oh, here's a crop sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So like I said, this hoodie is the most comfortable hoodie I have ever put on ever. I'm not just saying that. Like, it's really, really soft. And I can see girls wearing this to the gym. I can see them, with a pair of leggings like I have on and going to the grocery store. So, like, I just want to focus on the name Flight Girls. And, like I said, hoodies, T-shirts, sports bras, like, you name it. Like, I mean, we already do our things with the trucker hats. Those do very well for us. But like, we want to just come heavier.
Yeah, we're definitely putting together like a major, spring summer collection for the guys and girls with the brand. And we've been hearing people's requests. People have been, asking us saying, hey, when you gonna do merch? When you gonna do more merch? So we definitely cooking up a huge collection for that. I think I want to end it off with one thing. I want you to tell the people from a female perspective, female boss, entrepreneur, personality, somebody that's trying to build themselves up and either make themselves a brand, build their own brand or their own business. What's three things of advice that you can give a female specifically in any genre, any type of lane about, being your own boss? What's 3 things you can give them?
Number 1, don't be scared. So in 2017, when we started our page, Flight Vintage, how many people would message us and be like, hey, bro, hey, man, what's up? Can I get this? Can I buy this? And it's like, this is a woman-owned store as well as a guy store. So, like, vintage is predominantly, like, a lot of guys are into it. So they just think, oh, a girl can't run this store. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, just go into whatever field you're going into it, knowing that you're just as good as anybody else. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. Number 2, consistency. It's so repetitive, but it's like, it's so simple. Just be consistent. Like, don't start something and not finish it. Like, just keep going. If you don't have enough money, if you don't have enough followers, if you don't have, I don't care what you don't have, just keep being consistent, because that is going to get you there. I'm not saying it's going to get you there in a year. I'm not saying it's going to get you there in 2 years. It may take 4 or 5 good years. Like, look at us.
Yeah.
Like, we really grinded and stuck with our plan. Like, no, we're going to be the only guys and girls vintage clothing store, 80s and 90s vintage store in Connecticut. And that's what we said we was going to do, and we're doing it.
Yeah.
So just be consistent with everything.
Yeah, and I think another part, just to add on to the consistency, is that, like, make it as simple as possible for yourself. Take it one day at a time. Take it one task at a time. I think a lot of people, that they see the end goal, they see the results, they see, the followers and all that on the gram and TikTok, and they think that it's supposed to happen, like you said, quick. Mm-hmm. It may take 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but take it one day at a time. Each day when you wake up, how can I be great today? How can, I be productive today? And I think if people, break it down to that simple, they can focus on that. Give me one more before we go.
I want to make it a good one. Trying to think. Rep your brand. I don't care what you're selling. You could be selling empanadas. Like, rep your brand to the fullest, because if you don't like it and you don't rep it, then no one else is going to like it or rep it. So literally, like, rep your brand to the fullest. If you're in college right now, pass out flyers, give people your business cards. Like, if you're selling lip gloss, like, give your friends free lip gloss for a little bit until they promote it, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, like, push your brand and make sure you have a brand, and it's just not something you made up overnight. Like, make sure it's something you love. Like, I love vintage clothes. I love styling. I love fashion. I love working with girls. So like, that's what I work on every single day.
That's a good one. This was a great episode. Amber, glad to have you. Y'all know when y'all come into the shop, Amber's here, I'm here, we're here to take care of you. She's here sometimes, like she said, but we're here. You know, we want people to come into the shop and feel like they can talk to us, ask us questions. It's not about selling clothes at the end of the day. Not for us. We do this. We don't do this for money. We do this because we love this. So, you know, definitely everybody out there, stay tuned in, stay locked in. The podcast gonna keep coming every Friday. And like I said, let us know. Hit us up in the DMs. Let us know. Now we're gonna start getting more guests on. So let us know if you're a brand out there, store owner, whatever, hit us up. Let's come chop up business. Let's talk game. You know, let's do this.
And I want to see women's businesses too.
Women too, men and female. It's, you know, everybody. Hit us up, engage. You know, we're trying to just, you know, spit gems, give some game, give our insight on different things that, you know, we're into and what we got going on here. And yeah, appreciate you. Catch you next week.